What is going on, Cyberfam? Today we have a continuation to that Gotham series I did just before this. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put a card up here or up here. But anyway, so after that one, I got an interesting comment from a subscriber saying, can I react to this other one? Now, the thing about this video, he actually shared it with me in the comments. The thing about this video, it's another Gotham video, and it seems like it's from the 21 launch demo. I couldn't actually find this on the Palantir website, Palantir YouTube channel. This is from another YouTube channel. I'll post the link as well in the description below. So just keep that in mind. I think it looks pretty legit, but keep that in mind. It is not from the official Palantir YouTube channel. Also, there are other things on the Palantir YouTube channel with the 21 launch, tag. So I guess this is part of that. Maybe they added it and removed it later or something like that. But whoever this channel is has decided to capture this, and we're going to react to it now. Now, it's a 3-minute or a 4-minute video. I'm going to let it play out, and then I'll address some stuff later as it comes along. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, it looks like a recording. Okay, stop. I know I said I'll let the whole video play out and we're gonna go through, but there's too much here, man. Okay. As I said in my other video, the thing that blows me away with this software is the fact that it is all integrated into one system. The integrations in this thing are amazing. I mean, like, I don't think that's something that people are touching on here. This is a very big thing, guys. The whole software game, everything software related for any enterprise, the problems are always integrations, because there's always going to be some project manager that says, hey, I've used this software in the past, we're going to continue using this one. They come in with they're like new position, they're new there or whatever, or some kind of director or a VP will say, I'm more familiar with XYZ software, so I'm going to use that. But the problem always for developers and for operations staff such as myself is, once these people start onboarding new software, how do we get that to work with our existing systems? Or how do we get our existing systems to basically massage some data over to make this new thing work or whatever? That's actually a large part of the jobs. Everyone thinks that the whole software space is about making apps and like listening to your conversations through Facebook and that kind of stuff, but that's not it, right? There's a lot of just maintenance. There's a lot of maintenance stuff that goes into play to just keep the lights on. So that's where most of us make our money in the IT space for the most part. So it's very important to keep that in mind. Integrations are a large part to do with third-party systems and sometimes homegrown systems. And obviously, if you homebrew your own system, then you're paying less for it, but the chances of it not working properly or you maintaining it is higher. And that's exactly why larger companies pay other SaaS companies for their product. That's exactly why they do that. So think about that for a second. Just look at the screen I stopped at. Look at the amount of stuff that's on this one screen, and I think what right now it looks like they're in like an event. It looks like they're in like a cycle right now. But let's go back for a second. So this particular video is situated around some social unrest that's happening, it looks like, right? So there's analysts involved. I like how they do this. They do include the fact that there's a human element to this, which there really should be for stuff like this, or else it's just going to be Skynet, right? Deploying drones without human control. Man, that's going to be crazy. Basically, so up to here, to be honest, guys, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I love the company, but I'll tell you how it is straight up. Up to here, there's lots of stuff that does exactly this. Like, in terms of the model itself, I'm not talking about like the system. I'm talking about just what it does. It's not very difficult. I've worked on stuff that has done this kind of alerting, pretty efficiently. I must add, and I'm not exactly an expert. So up to here, we're sort of just like industry average, okay? But what kills me and what gets me going really, we get to this one page right here. All the stuff that has happened, the alerts, the notifications, the info, like everything. And we got to understand, this is coming from multiple different sources. This isn't just one database, for example. This is multiple databases, probably some aggregation in between. Some of the data formats aren't exactly the same as they're not the same, right? So there's a whole bunch of massaging of the data before it gets to the screen. This is the magic of software. It makes it look easy. It looks beautiful, and it looks like something anybody could design, right? But at the end of the day, there's like 1,000 different things that are happening in a split second for this to happen right here. And look, you got a bunch of tabs up there. I don't know what they are. We don't know what those icons are. But look, just for this incident, okay, you have your details. You have, and this is possible metadata here. There's response plans, intelligence details. These are all suggestions that are being drawn up based on training data or based on like existing functionality that is being passed down org down. Right, so Palantir would sit down with the org and say, okay, if this and this situation happened, and these are the responses we are getting, what would you think is a good, response to this type of problem? If there's conflict, then blah blah blah. Right, there's always a situational thing. These analysts will get that water trickle down sort of version of that. But the fact that they have these options at their fingertips is amazingly. Like, it's I can't even explain to you how hard it is to get these integrations on one platform. It's very very difficult. So your intelligence details, and if you look over here, this for sure is not from an internal database. This for sure is from like the intelligence pool itself, most likely. It shows you like who the I guess the insurgents and stuff are here. Sukov Vitalievich, probably some like unknown figure, some made up guy. But the fact that just from incidents, it's able to pull any relevant piece of information and put it all in one screen. Not just put it on one screen, but make it human readable and relevant for the analyst to actually be able to act on. That is like amazing. Just think about what I just said there for a second. It looks pretty simple, but the fact that you can look at it and think it's simple enough for you to action something itself is a pretty tough situation there. Like, it's tough to compete against this for anyone. All right, I'll stop there. I'll let you get back into this. Surkov Vitalievich. Bro, this guy's got... Wow, look at that. Pulling CCTV footage. Okay. Look at that, man. It picked up the CCTV footage, right? Which is regional, right? So the CCTV camera will have its own, labeling saying, oh, it's from this region, this area, whatever. Then something in here knows that there are certain personnel within the area that you can lean on. So it showed like a whole office building full of people that you can probably call. Oh, okay, for an evacuation. So it's able to read the conflict and the unrest and potentially plan an evacuation way ahead of even needing to make that call. Oh, damn. What is this, man? There you go, that's the Edge AI. Uh-huh. Holy crap, guys. Yeah, see, this is okay. Still though, look at this, look at the list, man. Look at the amount of stuff that's available to these analysts. Jeez, man. Okay. Shows a quick roadmap of all the events that are happening all at once. Gives you a high-level perspective on everything. There you go. Immediate video footage. And I hope this is real. If this is just a demo, it's so fast. Holy smokes, man. Jeez, it's just so much. Okay. I have a feeling that would depend on, you know, access to certain information, though. You're not going to get that level of granularity for everything, I don't think. Wherever there's information available, like blueprints and stuff. Alright, well, yeah, this clearly was a recording. Okay. Jeez, guys, like, if you haven't seen my other Gotham video, go check that out. That one is like, it describes a little bit more and shows a little bit more of the UI. In this case, I feel like a lot of the stuff they did present is very doable. It's not like any other company cannot compete with that. It's very, very basic, right? Or not basic, but it's like an entry-level situation where you probably definitely want that to happen. The thing that blows me away is all the amount of detail. Like, this is why I think it's important to note, right? People always like, oh, with this whole unmanned aircraft and, you know, like AI and all this other stuff, we're going to lose our jobs and stuff. Do you guys understand? These analysts need to have a very specific skill set. You can't just have somebody like me or you, right? Hopefully you're not like a spec ops person, but you can't have somebody like me or you sit there and actually be able to have all this control at our fingertips. We'll suck at our job. We'll get people killed, right? You need to have somebody who has specific set of expertise, who's been there, who's done that. So like, people are not going to lose their jobs, especially not with, you know, drones and that kind of stuff. Like, you'll need people who are very much hands-on or have been hands-on to be able to either brief the analysts or be analysts themselves and make these calls. That's the only way I can see this kind of stuff happen, right? Secondly, just the level of detail for each point that comes in is just crazy. Like, the system was able to pull up from just like a scan that there were anti-aircraft missiles that were moving into some kind of position. So it gave options. I don't know if you saw that, but like, here, let's take a look. Possible anti-aircraft weapons detected. So it's seeing the satellite imagery, this I'm sure satellite imagery, and it's able to sort of distinguish from the way that the image looks. First of all, it's able to pick out this car, and I know there are other companies that definitely have the software to do this stuff, but for it to be able to pick it up saying that it's a BRN 290 missile system, it's a tough one, man. That's a training, that's proprietary special information that you can really only get if you're like part of a very small group, right? Anyway, yeah, and look at that. It's a change response plan, reject detection. So as an analyst, you have the ability to say, yeah, this is what it is, or no. Like, so the AI is telling you, or the machine learning is able to like pick it up that it is a surface to air missile, but you as an analyst could be like, no, this is not a surface to air missile. It's just like a truck with like a, you know, cylinder or something in the back, right? You can dismiss that if you so chose to do that. In this case, I think it is a SAM, but you know, like, look at that. It when you click change response plan, yeah. So he clicked change response plan, and it gave like the C-130s, which is basically a cargo plane, a Chinook for another cargo helicopter, and there's like, you know, there's just the options. I don't know, like I'm rambling here, but I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff here. I mean, you can't compete against this. Like, this is why it took them 17 years to go to direct list. This kind of software is like a video game. This is stuff that we've heard of in video. It literally looks like a Modern Warfare, like, you know, waiting screen or something, right? It's crazy. I don't know. I can't add any more to this than I've already added in the first video. I'm just not gonna provide that much value, but all I'll say is this. All of these things, right? So for the fact that there are all of this information on the vehicles, all the information on the actual suggestions, deploy team from USS Edwardson, like all these different little things are actually a process of its own, okay? There's a lot of compute power that is doing all of this stuff. This isn't just like on somebody's computer or something like that. And for you to be able to actually do this in a fast pace, you need to train, and you need your models for any of your prediction engines and stuff have to be so fast. They have to be so precise that they would have had to train this stuff for years. Like let me show you. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, okay? This is like a quick little contextualizer engine that I wrote, okay? This is natural language processing. It basically takes in like a bunch of words, it puts it into categories, and then it just groups stuff, okay? This thing took me, and I'm not an expert, okay? I'm quite literally beginner, but this thing took me like 6 to 7 months to write. And it's about 460 lines, okay? Just for the engine. This stuff, guys, is like revolutionary. They have experts doing this stuff. You're seeing the abstracted layer, you're seeing the front end of it, you're seeing the stuff that you're supposed to see. But the things that you're not seeing is how fast these integrations work, how much information is exposed to the analyst who is actually going to make these decisions, and how relevant it is. They would have had to do years and years of training. Like this thing is so catered that they now have a case to present this to anyone that needs it, and also pick up, because they needed to have everything at a certain, you know, convenience in terms of speed. They would have had to optimize all these back-end business resources, right? Or IT resources, to be able to like efficiently do this at the same time as provide good value, provide like exactly what you need for the analyst to see. This is what I'm talking about. They can easily spin this off into the business side of things. I actually believe that they're using Gotham for things like the banks. I think JP Morgan Chase or something. But yeah, this is all like, there is no competition. How are you going to compare Snowflake to this? How? Snowflake does a very narrow thing compared to this. Like it's I mean, even the UI is pretty clean, man. I don't know. This thing is, God, I don't know. You were able to even deploy special operations people, evacuations. I mean, I don't know, guys. Imagine the amount of things that would need to be connected to this terminal, right? So you would have to have multiple communication systems, CCTV footage. Look at the amount of databases that this particular console, like this terminal, would have access to. And for it to have all of that within one space like this, and have it at the speed that it has it, and as well as provide valid and relevant suggestions to the user, there's like something bigger under the hood. There's something so big under the hood. It's a monster. Like, this thing is a monster company. And to think that they're trying to release this into the into enterprise is I think they're gonna give Microsoft is a king of enterprise, man, but these guys are gonna give them a run for their money, I'll tell you this much. Wow. I know, guys. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I provided much value with this one. All I will tell you is that the amount of systems that make this possible it boggles the mind. There has to be some level of aggregation, and by aggregation I mean they basically have a bunch of different data points and all this other stuff. But what happens is there's a database, right? And each of these systems would dump into that database to be more efficient. Like, you're not going to have 50 different database, 50 different systems dump into one database, because then what happens is the data becomes way too large, right? Then you have to write stuff to say, okay, this data set is from this source and this data set is from another source. So what usually people do is each system might have its own sort of data source. I'm just saying it's possible. We don't know, but that's one way of doing it, just so it's faster. And what happens is you have some more programs after that layer that then go and do an aggregate, so that they pull, like, for example, points from data source A, points from data source B, combine the two into some kind of like a comparison or a category, label it, and move it to the next level. So imagine the amount of times that has to happen for you to have vehicles, planes, buildings, blueprints, personnel, like their positions, their location. Like, you see what I'm saying now? Do you see how many things are on this level? It's almost like a mesh of stuff that just leads all, and the top layer, just the tip of the iceberg, is what you see here, right? So I don't know, that's my take on it. I think I'm gonna move on to the other stuff just to see if I can break down the other thing. But Gotham is a beast, man. Gotham is a beast. Like, now I understand why they don't want to give this to, or possibly open this up to, non-allied people, right? This is just like so powerful. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like my stuff, and if you feel I'm not bullshit, then feel free to subscribe, join the fam, see what we're about. All right, I'm out. Peace.